You've made it to the end of the week, you guys. Day 5. So we've been talking a lot about action plannings and action items and how to get to that goal, and we've been obsessing about it. So now we're going to talk a little bit more about those minimums that you need in order to be a leader and how the magic actually lies beyond the minimums. So I want you to think of the minimums within the compensation plan for each title as the foundation of a house. It's the foundation that you have to have before you start building anything at that title. If you don't put anything on that foundation, if you don't have a structure, you have nowhere for people to come to. You have no place to invite people into. It's hard to get people to move in with you, to believe you're going to do anything else with that foundation when all you have is just a slab when they keep driving by. That's all they see is just a concrete slab. You have to start building that structure. Every time the new month starts, you should know exactly where your PRV is coming from and where your active frontline are coming from in order to meet the minimums of that title. Most of you probably already know this, but just in case, I do want to share some averages of directors who get consistently paid at title. So a director who's consistently paid at title sponsors at least 1 to 2 people a month. 1 to 2 people a month. Their own PRV, the average is 1,700. Some are more, some are less. And then the team size, the group size, is going to be in the fall. It's going to be more around the 25 range. And then in the spring, it's more about the 50 range. And that's to be consistently paid at title. So if you're thinking, okay, well, it's 50 in the spring, 50, it should be 50 at all times, 50 or more to be consistently paid at title. For me, I hit director with 23. So you can see I was under the average, but that's because I had a lot of people who were pulling a lot more weight than what the normal team does. So as you are doing your action plans, and maybe you need to go back and look at your action plans, I really want you to look at your averages and compare to a director who is consistently paid at titles averages and see what that gap is. That is so important to be paid at title. First and foremost, being paid at title means that you are not leaving any money on the table. You're getting paid on your entire downline, your entire team, your entire group. Another perk at being paid at title is that if we're in an incentive period that gives you points for being paid at title, that is a huge perk. And for a lot of people, it is a difference maker in earning between a level where maybe it's just you going and a level where you get to take someone else with you. Or it might just be the difference between earning it and not. So your challenge for today is I'm going to have you do some math. So get ready. I want you to look back at your last 6 months worth of PRV. You can do this easily in the team tab. Team tab, it should be one of the graphs. You can choose your PRV and you can hover over and you can see what your PRV was. Last 6 months, add it up, divide it by 6. That's what your average PRV is. An average director paid at title is 1,700. And you might be shooting for 2,000 or 2,500. So for some of you, it's going to mean that you need to add new people to your bucket. You need to add new customers. You need to add new team to your list every single day. And something else that I tell a lot of people is you are not going to get to director with the team and the customers that you have now. And a lot of you guys are really afraid to recruit your best customers because you're thinking, well, that's where my minimum comes from. So I'm not going to sponsor my best customer because that's my foundation. So right now I want to give you a handful of ideas on how to meet new people. Best way is to either do a fundraiser or an event. Those are easy ways to get a lot of information from people or a lot of people's information at one time in a really short amount of time. Fundraisers might not be as much work as an event. So depending on what your schedule looks like, choose wisely there. You could also have an open house. Throw your own party. Open up your house. We have the new season sales kits, or if maybe it's just in the middle of the season, just invite people over. Send an email blast or a text blast to all of your local customers and say, hey, I'm having an open house on Sunday from 3 to 5. Come smell the scents. If you have a personal special, throw that in there and say, I will give you, bloop, personal special, whatever that is, right? I will give you X if you bring a friend, and make it very desirable so that they do bring a friend. Now let's jump to some online ways. This is my favorite way to do things. So my favorites are Facebook groups and Facebook Marketplace. So with Facebook groups, you want to join groups that talk about subjects and topics that you can talk about all day long, right? So whether that is something to do with pets or knitting, whatever it is, join the group, take a picture of yourself, add it, introduce yourself, and ask a question, whatever it is. What was the last thing you knitted? What kind of dog do you have? Or what's your dog's name? Whatever it is, snap a picture and ask a question. Get people commenting on your post. Now with the Facebook Marketplace, you have to be very careful with compliance. The best way to stay within compliance is to use whatever image, right? I prefer to use pictures of whatever the product is in my home so they can see what it looks like and not necessarily a marketing image. And I copy whatever it has on the website. I copy the link to my website, and then I put plus shipping and tax. That covers me all the way around. So then people that go to the marketplace, they're not looking to shop online, okay? They're looking to meet someone right then and there to purchase whatever you have. So even if you don't have stock, or if you don't have it on hand, if someone messages you saying, hey, I want whatever it is that you're offering, maybe it's even samples. It doesn't have to be anything like for sale. You can just say, hey, I'm actually about to place an order for one. Do you want me to put one aside for you? And depending on what that relationship looks like, what kind of vibe you get from them, you can just say, hey, I haven't ordered it yet, or I'm about to order it. Do you want me to ship it direct to you? You can send them an invoice, whatever that looks like. I usually meet between 8 and 10 new people a month local to me through both of those avenues. Another one that is really cool that a lot of people don't use is an app called Peanut. It's kind of like Tinder for moms. It sounds weird, but it's really cool. They pair you up with another mom in the same life stage as you, and it pretty much shows people who fit that criteria, and you can start conversations. You can meet for play dates, for coffee dates. I mean, it's a really cool way to start meeting new people, building those relationships, because at some point in that relationship, you're going to ask them what they do, then they're going to ask you what you do. Another one is the Next Door app. This one, you're going to have to be a little careful with because they do specifically say that you cannot market your direct sales business, but there are ways around it. But it's a nice way to meet people who are in your neighborhood. And then the last one is a little obvious. It's networking groups. So that should actually be up with the in-person ones, but join a networking group. Join a local networking group. And you guys, if there's not one or you can't find one, start your own. All right, you guys, some of you, it actually might be just increasing your social media presence, depending on what that looks like. So maybe you share that you have samples available on your business page, and you share that post over from your business page over into a buy-sell trade page, a local buy-sell trade page. That again will also help you meet some local people too. And so some of you might be saying, well, I'm already at 2,000 PRV, like I don't need to meet new people. Touche. But I will tell you that you will always have a leaky bucket. You are always losing customers somewhere through some type of cracks. So you should always be adding to the top. You should always be pouring in, always, because you never know. People, maybe you have asked every single person on your contacts list if they want to join your team. And at that time they said no, but you want to keep adding new people in so you have more people to ask if they want to do what you do, if they want to get paid on their purchases. So again, challenge, math, averages of your PRV. See how far you are from the director's consistency. See how far you are. And then take the weekend off. If you haven't finished everything, use this weekend to kind of catch up, take a breather, really think about that big life why, and they'll start back again on Monday. See you guys later.